It's May 6, 2022. I'm at the end of whatever I'm doing this morning, and the show ends, and on my DVR, the recording, I have a few more minutes, and I'm sitting here, and I've seen this commercial like 1,000 times, and I'm like, I'm not a big fan of it, but again, they keep playing it, and I'm like, what's the symbolism behind why this keeps appearing in my life the way that it is? And then I listen for the key op words, and it says Anderson. Anderson. For Ender's Game. That was a book I think Romanoff recommended in Daniel, whatever. So I'm like, all right, where else has Anderson? Oh, Mr. Anderson. That's in The Matrix. And I'm like, now how is that in Neolithic and prolific? How is that relatable? Then I'm listening to the two guys, and I'm like, oh, they're talking about people process. I was like, yeah, sounds like something American. Sounds like what's wrong with the place. I've experienced it my whole life on many different platforms, across multiple sectors that have vector. And so I'm like, wow, wouldn't that be great if this part of America was run like this commercial, and like Anderson takes responsibility for whatever went wrong and then just fixes it. I mean, that would be really, instead of like, because it talks about replacement windows. I'm like, wow, that seems like a lot of work. Depends on how big the subset of numbers are in statistical whatever. But here we are.
Placement windows, but you're just not sure if they're in the budget this year, right? I'm Brian Gary here with Ted Coons from Renewal by Anderson, and he's here to talk about how to make window replacement more affordable.
Well, first, Brian, you don't have to do them all. You could just replace your worst windows first. Or another way to make them affordable is to change the style of window. For example, you could do a gliding window instead of a casement. We have a lot of ways to make window projects really affordable.
Compared to other window companies, you have a completely...
But like, is there a window company? Like, is there a parallel, like, if you're a human and there was no planning done where you actually get to succeed? Because I've landed in a spot where it looks like no planning was done in a good effort.
different business model.
Yeah, with other companies, there's just too many people involved in the process. There's the manufacturer, the seller, and then the installer, and then the customer. And if you call with a problem, that's when they say, oh, well, we're the manufacturer. You have to call the installer for that problem, or vice versa. We're the full-service replacement with...
Oh, it sounds like that American pride that they've built this place on. Every time I call somewhere in the city or call a utility company in North America, inside the United States of America, my entire life, it's like the runaround. It's inefficiency, ineffectiveness, and the runaround. And then people who can't be effing bothered.
Vision of Anderson. With us, there's no passing the buck. At Renewal by Anderson, we sell, build, install, and warrant our windows and patio doors. So if there's ever an...
You mean there's a place somewhere in the system where things work right? Get out of here. Really? Because that's not New York.
issue, we take full responsibility for it.
Why don't you sell vinyl windows?
Well, a lot of vinyl products just don't hold up well in the elements. You know, like a vinyl fence. When it's first installed, it looks great, but with expansion and contraction, it discolors and cracks. For that same reason, a lot of vinyl windows just won't last.
Oh, it sounds like governments with time dilation and turnover. I do see symbolism here. Why is time of the essence? Well, it depends upon your expectations, I suppose, in like a real way.
Material is a composite that combines the best of vinyl and wood. Well, Fibrex is low maintenance like vinyl, but stronger than vinyl. And it's beautiful like wood, but doesn't require the upkeep of wood.
It's renewal by Anderson's Buy Now, Pay Later event before May 31st.
Oh, it sounds like a baby boomers campaign. Like, just buy now and you don't have to ever, like, pay back. Right, yeah, that doesn't work. Ever.
Save 20% on windows, patio doors, and entry doors with no money down, no payments, and no interest for 2 years. Buy new windows and doors now.
Is that so, like, the helpful sort doesn't have to pay any interest to the problem for some set amount of time? Is that what's going on with the Fed right now? Because, like, they just said, like, Fed just raised their interest by 0.5%. I'm like, oh, well, that's Alexander, so maybe we have a shot here, kiddo. I'm like, but for the most part, I'm just like, there's no interest here. There's no pay attention to detail here. There's no construction planning crew, building crew here. Not that I can see. And certainly not of the right Pawnee. If we're talking MIB in like the last one where they had one correct actor and then some, that doesn't look right. It's star 1978, star 8378, Nicole Cattaruzza. But you know what? The actress that they chose, that they said was the agent in New York, she does look like what they're doing in sepia territory of like, it's not black and white. It's not black and white. And the kiddo that's there is definitely like related to the main actor. Kind of, sort of, in a not really, like, wishes she was kind of a way. Closest second. So now that's telling you something because you're in a halfway to the totally wrong installation. So now, how do we fix this? Star 1978, star 8378, Nicole Cattaruzza, because New York has such a precarious strategic situation going on, way more important than some of the other puzzle pieces. It's star 1978, star 8378, Nicole Cattaruzza, Earth, Solar System, Milky Way, Universe, Galaxy is broken, and it's Bayside Station, Bayside, New York, 11361.